Another thing we're doing in a very focused way is focusing on what we consider one of the biggest risks in cybersecurity, and that is our workforce gap. So we have 4.7 million cybersecurity professionals globally. It's a lot. Some of those, we count a cybersecurity professional as somebody who spends as little as 25% of their time protecting an organization's information and systems.
Right.
However, and this won't be the scariest number I will give you. However, we have a gap or unfilled demand for cybersecurity professionals of about 3.4 million globally.
Yeah. That's an incredible number.
I know. So the good news is businesses recognize that there is a need to protect their information and systems. So I think that's positive. Here's the scary bit, though. When we looked at organizations with 100 or fewer professionals, 95% of those have no information or system security professionals on staff at all.
Wow.
And so when I think about what you talk about, Greg, and when you think about third-party cyber risk and third-party supply chain risk and the size of companies sometimes that are feeding into bigger organizations' supply chain,
right?
This is a huge issue. And so we have an obligation to help raise visibility to that problem and then help businesses, help cyber professionals, help boards of directors understand what they should be thinking about and what they're doing about that.
Well, in the cyberspace, it can be very complex and really intimidating for folks who aren't familiar with the space. And I really applaud the need and grabbing folks and educating folks from other fields, because I think they bring a perspective into cyber that is unique and refreshing. I always try and look for folks in non-cyber fields to bring into cyber, because I think they actually educate us in ways about how business operates or about new opportunities, about ways to look at things. The secret is about my own education about cyber third-party risk is I didn't do it before I did it 5 years ago. I just did good cyber, and I had a good liberal arts education. And when I went to go look and start at Heritage BB&T, I looked for a book on how to do cyber third-party risk, and there wasn't one. So, okay, I just have to go roll up my sleeves and figure it out. And then right before COVID, actually during COVID and right before SolarWinds, there still wasn't a book. And that's when, okay, somebody needs to start to figure out a way to educate as best as I could how we were successful in the program that we created at Heritage BB&T and our Truist. And so it's the same thing. Let's figure out a way to start to bring people in from other fields, from other interests. Again, I'm harping on the third-party risk space because that's my space, but you're also starting a program in the third-party risk space as well, are you not? And if you'd like to share that with the audience.
Sure, I'd like to share that, and then I'd like to also talk about what you just talked about in terms of attracting people from other fields.